All right, so noCRM.io is a product of You Don't Need a CRM. It's a lead management software that was launched in November 2013, so over 4 years ago already. It's now present in over 80 countries and available in 6 languages. Why noCRM and why lead management, and what's the difference with a CRM? So CRM stands for Customer Relationship Management. And noCRM is really the anti-CRM, meaning that we don't want to manage customers or the relationship with our customers. We want to manage leads, potential business opportunities, potential customers, okay? So usually in small companies, because, well, it's what we've heard that exists and because it's what we are familiar with, we need a better, well, we need something, a software to manage our sales, so we think of a CRM. But CRMs are very complex tools. They're thought for the marketing department and they're not thought for salespeople. And before a salesperson can actually get started, they need to fill out way too much information. So they waste lots of time filling out information about the company, different contacts inside that company, creating a lead, and finally a to-do. So they spend lots of time filling out information on the CRM instead of doing what it is that they do best, closing new deals. So we wanted to create a software that was really thought for the salesperson, something really focused on the lead, and that's what noCRM is for. Okay, so really make everything a lot easier for salespeople and help them create leads in seconds and manage those leads in an efficient and fast way. Okay. So inside noCRM, independently of how the lead enters the system, because you don't have to enter the data manually, you can just scan a business card, or you can have your contact form on your website connected to the platform, or you can just forward emails that you receive and populate the lead management software and populate your noCRM account. So whenever a lead is created, it's automatically a to-do. So the status is a part of the lead. And once you're done managing the lead, the idea is that you don't forget what to do next. So you just change the status to standby. You add a reminder for the future with a date, a time. It synchronizes with your calendar. And when the time comes, it goes back to your to-do list. So you know exactly what it is that you have to do that day with that specific lead. Okay, so you log into the system, you go to your to-dos, and you know, okay, I need to manage lead A, and I need to call them, or I need to meet with them, or I need to email them, or whatever it is that you have to do. And so on until you close the deal. Okay, closing the deal means winning it. Okay, so selling your product or your service, or unfortunately, of course, you can just cancel the lead or lose it against a competitor. Okay, so we've got 5 statuses, and I'll show you during the demo how this actually works. Before the demo, just want to say one last thing, is that noCRM has 2 different editions. Okay, so it exists in 2 versions. We have a starter edition for small companies at £7, €9, or $10 per user and per month, and an expert edition for more demanding salespeople and bigger sales teams, so with advanced team management features at £12, €13, or $17 per user and per month. So what I'm going to do during the demo is highlight whenever a feature is exclusively available in the expert edition. If I don't say anything, it's because it's available in both editions, okay? Great, so I'm going to share another screen with you now. All right. So this will be noCRM.io. So you should be able to see now noCRM. Okay, so this is what noCRM looks like. Okay, so it's a lead management software, as mentioned a couple of times. And this is the home page that I chose to have, which is my pipeline. Okay, so I've got here my sales funnel, the one that works for my company, the one that I have defined in my noCRM account. And this is my homepage. Whenever I log in, it gets me here. So I have a complete overview of my leads. I know how many leads are in what stage of my sales process and so on. Okay. But the account itself is structured in three big parts. All right, so we've got the cold prospects. So inside noCRM, you can manage from the super cold prospect, the contact that you've never qualified, that you haven't yet qualified. So the cold prospects are here in Excel-like spreadsheets. All right, which you can easily import into the system. And the idea here is whenever a contact is actually interested in what you're trying to sell, you just create the row. You transform the row into a lead, okay? And it goes to your to-do list so that you can start managing it as such. All right, so we've got the cold prospects, then we have the leads, okay? So identified business opportunities that are coming from these sheets or from your website or from business cards or just that you created manually and so on. So from different sources. So all the leads here, and once you close a deal, meaning once you change the status of a lead to 1, then they disappear from the leads menu and they go straight to the clients menu. So you've got here all your 1 leads. Okay, so people that you've converted into actual customers. All right, as easy as that. So we've got the prospects, the leads, and the clients. As mentioned at the beginning, this is the pipeline that I've created for my company because that's the one that makes sense to me. You're going to be able to adapt the software to your needs, okay? So there's lots of things that you're going to be able to customize. Where to do that? From the admin panel of your account, all right? So here from the admin panel, you're going to see that you're going to be able to define the default fields of the leads. Okay, so whenever you create a new lead, these are the fields that are requested that you fill out because you said so. Okay, so what I have here as lead fields doesn't have to be what you have on your side. Okay, you define your lead fields. The sales funnel, so you have here the possibility of defining a pipeline. Okay, so your sales funnel. In the expert edition, you can create more than one pipeline. All right, so I've got here my sales pipeline and my upsell pipeline because I'm using the expert edition. But starter edition users will only be able to create one pipeline. Categorizing your leads, meaning choosing tags and categories, is here. So this has two, it's important because of 2 reasons. Okay, so because it enables you to structure the information inside the software and group them. For example, all the leads that came in from the email marketing campaigns that I shot in September 2017. Okay, so if I have the correct tag, I can easily filter all those leads. So it's nice to group the information, but also for the statistics. So I can understand, for example, what strategy worked in 2017. The email marketing campaigns, our presence on Facebook, I don't know, spending some time on LinkedIn, like where do we convert most, okay? So yeah, if you have all that information set here and correctly defined, then when you create a lead, you just need to tick on the right tag, on the corresponding tag to structure the information and then to analyze, okay? In terms of account settings, so there are differences between expert and starter edition. So in terms of privacy, in the expert edition, you're going to be able to activate teams. All right, and there's a 3rd level of user that appears, which are the team managers. And then you'll define the privacy inside Teams. So let me just go here to my plans and pricings because I have the starter edition activated. Okay, so now I have the expert edition. And if I go back to the account settings, all right, see here, privacy mode, I can activate Teams now that I have the expert edition and define the privacy settings inside Teams and other options that you can go through later on more carefully. In terms of user interface, I can change the blue here of the banner, choose another color, and I can also remove noCRM logo and add my company's logo. Okay, and other stuff that you can do and you can go through later on. The activities feature, only available in the expert edition, is very interesting for you to plan an exact action for the future. So whenever a lead comes in, as mentioned earlier, it goes to your to-dos page. And once you're done managing the lead, you add a status for the future. You change the status to standby and you add a reminder for the future. But with the activity, you can plan the exact activity that you need to handle in the future. So for example, today, all right, let's say this is company Mariana and Co. Okay, so I just, this is Mariana, her email is mariana@edoneedcrm.com, and her phone number is +1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Great. So I create my lead and it's to do. It's in my to-do list. Okay, it's in the to-do status. So stand by, and now the next thing I need to do is meet with Mariana on February 20th at 10 a.m. and it's going to take about 2 hours. And it's a meeting. Okay, so I define here exactly what it is that I have to do. All right, so meeting at, I don't know, Cafe SF, and I save it. So in 14 days, I know that I have a meeting at Cafe SF, for example. So this is logged to my calendar, so that when I go to my calendar and to February 20th, I see that I have a meeting scheduled with company Mariana and Co. Okay, and when I open the list, the lead on that day, I know that I have a meeting. It's here, it's very clear. Okay, and these activities like meeting, email, calling, I set them up in my admin dashboard, okay, my admin panel. And then for each activity, you're going to be able to set up outcomes. All right. So I've got here a call, answered, unanswered, emails not sent, sent, meeting, didn't happen, happened. Okay, so for example, Mariana, company Mariana, okay, and Co. When the time comes, I can say here, okay, meeting went well, and explain a little more about the meeting and say that the meeting actually happened. All right, why is it important to log the outcome of the activity? Because then in the statistics, I can also know exactly like how many successful meetings I had. Okay, great. So the admin panel to set up your account and define all the big parts, big settings, okay, setting up everything, all the sales process and your account. Great. In terms of calendar synchronization, so you need to go here to tools and connection with your calendar, and we're going to show you how to connect with your Outlook, your Yahoo or iCal. If you have a Google Calendar, you just need to enter your Gmail account here. As easy as that. Okay, so whenever you set a reminder, so you change the status to standby with a specific date and time, it goes to your calendar as well. Creating leads inside the system, several ways of doing it. So we saw that you can create them manually by importing a Excel-like spreadsheet, all right? But you can also, like here we explain lead creation from emails, forward an email that you received into the system. So I just got an email from someone to whom I gave my business card. They want to know more about noCRM. That's a lead. I need to answer them. I need to enter that lead in the system. I just need to forward the email to name of my account at add.nocrm.io, and it will enter my to-do list. I can also scan business cards, okay? So you can download our app on the App Store or Google Play Store, and you just take a picture of the business card, and it will scan the content of the business card. Okay, it's here. So I've got here the business card, okay? So the picture of the business card and the content of the business card was automatically added to the lead. Okay, so you just need to take a picture of the business card using your mobile app. And finally, we have the lead clipper, okay, which is a button that you installed like this. You just drag and drop it to your favorites toolbar. And this is really nice to create leads on LinkedIn. Okay, so LinkedIn is more and more used for sales, for lead capturing, basically. And for example, if I've got this person's profile here and it shows all their information, I just need to click on plus lead to have all their information added to a lead field, to the fields of my leads. And I can select here the source as LinkedIn, and I can create my lead. So it's going to go straight to my to-do list, or, well, yeah, it will go straight to my to-do list. I can manage it right away, or I can just close the window and continue surfing, looking for other leads on LinkedIn, and then go back to my to-do list. And I can, for example, filter by source, all right, LinkedIn, so that I can work on all the leads that I created today from LinkedIn. For admins, we explained to you from the admin panel how to connect noCRM to a contact form. So if you have a contact form on your website, whenever someone fills it out, it goes, like it creates a lead automatically on noCRM. We have lots and lots of customers using this feature. We've got landing pages here and there. So just make sure that the recipient of the landing page of the contact form itself is the name of your account at add.nocrm.io. So whenever a quote request, a contact request, or whatever it is that people, or just contact information that people fill out, whenever something is done on one of your contact forms, it goes straight as an unassigned lead into the system, right? And you can assign it to yourself or to any other user. And if, for example, someone filled out 2 contact forms, we will warn you that there's a possible duplicate, okay? So that you don't have people managing the same contact twice, okay? Which is not very professional. All right, so managing the leads on a daily basis. I've got here all my leads, which I can view in the compact mode, okay, or in an extended mode where I have more information on each lead, or in a pipeline mode, so I have a complete overview of my leads in my sales pipeline, okay? In terms of sales pipeline, so as mentioned earlier, if I have the expert edition, I can have several pipelines, so I can move now from one pipeline to another really easily. And also, if I have the expert edition, I have estimated closing dates, okay? So when I create a lead, I can define that I'm going to be closing this lead in June, for example. And now I have a closing dates pipeline that I can view by week, by month, or by quarter. So I can just choose to have all the leads that are here sent to April, for example. And now I want to see, only the leads that are alive, so I can exclude all the rest and focus on these and make them move from one month to another or from one quarter to another. Okay, so it's very, very easy. The idea, if I have to email Barbara here, I just click on their email address. It opens my mailbox. So in my case, it opened my Gmail because that's what I defined in my computer. I want my mail to client to be Gmail. But if you want your mail to client to be Outlook, you just need to set it up in your computer. Okay, so you can look for it on Google. They do explain, Microsoft has help on that to show you how to set up Outlook as your mail to client. So it opened my Gmail with my noCRM in the BCC field. What does this mean? It means that when I email this person, it will automatically be attached to their lead inside my noCRM.io account. All right, and I can then say, okay, I sent the email so that I log my activity. All right, if you have to call the person, so I've got here a primary phone defined. I have here this phone icon, and when I click on it, it will open the click to dial system that I have predefined in my computer. So in my case, I set up Skype as the click to call system, but if you use AirCall, if you use RingCentral, or if you use any other soft phone out there, just go ahead and set it up. It's no problem. So whenever you click here, it will automatically launch the call, and then you can define if it answered or unanswered. Okay? As easy as that. And once you're done managing a lead, as mentioned earlier, you change the status to standby if there's still something to be done in the future. If you close the deal, you change to 1. If you lost it against a competitor, you change it to lost. And if it got canceled for any other reason than the competition, you change it to canceled. Okay? So let's suppose I just closed this deal. It was a $5,000 deal. Save it. So great. Now I want to create a post-sales process. Okay? So post-sales process meaning that there are specific tasks that I need to handle after selling something, such as invoicing them, making sure that they paid, implementing my project, like for a smooth sale. Okay, just make sure that all the tasks are correctly handled. So I can set up templates in the admin panel. Okay, so one template in the expert edition, in the starter edition, several templates in the expert edition. So for example, here I just sold a conference, let's suppose. So I need to invoice, I need to sign the contract, choose a place, send the invites, choose decoration, and so on and so on. So I can create here my follow-up. And the idea is that once I'm done managing something, I just see here the evolution, I just tick done, done, done. If I have the expert edition, I'm going to be able to assign a task to another user and set a reminder for that user. Okay, so that they don't forget to manage this in 15 days. Okay, they have to send the invites. All right, and all the post-sales tasks appear here in clients post-sales tasks. And you can just choose to see, for example, your own post-sales tasks. And okay, this is done, this is done. Great, and last but not least, we have got a statistics. Okay, so we've got statistics for the one lead. So this is the default page, default tab of the statistics page. So whenever you come to the statistics, you have access to your one leads. You can choose here the period of time that you want to analyze. For example, I want to know last year, 2017, 91 leads, 91 leads, sorry, for one. And we invoiced $6,123,000. I want to know when this happened. Okay, so in November 4, 11 in September, 3 in August, and so on. And I've got here the one amount per month, the number of days, the average number of days to close a deal, okay, and what the best deal was for each month. All right. I can have this information by user also, so I know how many leads Mariana closed, how many Sunny closed, how many Stephanie, and so on. And also what I mentioned earlier by category. So this is really nice, because I know how many leads, how many conferences, how many seminars, how many cocktails, how many business dinners I sold. Okay, so this really is by product or service. If I want to know like the strategies, so I know that by source, for example, I've got 4 leads that I won from existing customers, 7 from the email marketing campaign sent out in April, but none from the one sent out in September, none from Facebook leads. So this is interesting. Is it worth it continuing to spend money on Facebook leads? Do we have to study a little better or restructure our Facebook ads and so on? And then you have the statistics on the activity. Okay, so last year you planned 128 activities, and you know how many of those activities were comments, were meetings, were calls, and so on. We just launched this feature like 2 weeks ago, maybe. So it's normal that there isn't much information, but if I choose here last month, for example, so 9 activities, and I know that 2 of those were answered calls, 6 comments, and 1 meeting. And I can group by parent activity. Okay, so 2 calls, 1 meeting, etc. So this is for the outcome. All right, how many calls were unanswered, how many meetings were canceled, and so on. I also have a history of my leads, which is really nice. So for example, if I go back to last year, I know I can easily identify on what leads I'm really late. So for example, if I see here that in June, I created 44 leads, of which 1 is still active, what happened? Why is it still active? All right. So in this case, why didn't it appear? Still, oh, because it's unassigned. All right. Here in July, I click here. Okay, so 5 months late, so clearly canceled. And note that if you cancel a lead, it's fine. You can also find it. It doesn't disappear, okay? You've got all your canceled leads here. And you can have all the canceled leads for all users appear as well. If you need to reactivate or just export them and re-import them all as suspects so that you can start managing them again the year after, it's fine. Okay, so do not hesitate to cancel or to lose leads. They don't disappear from the system. And last but not least, from the statistics, so you've got a forecast of your sales. In the expert edition, because you have estimated closing dates, you can have a forecast of your sales. So we know that we have 46 alive leads that represent this amount of money, and we tell you when you intend to be closing those deals. All right. Great. So, for example, this person, and this is something important that I forgot to mention earlier, this person is now a customer, right? So I sold a conference to them this year and, well, last year. And this year I want to try sell something new. Okay, so what I do is I'm not going to reactivate this lead because otherwise I'm going to lose the statistics. What I need to do is duplicate the lead. Okay, so I duplicate the lead. So I create a new business opportunity for this same person, but for 2018. Okay, and I have here a client folder for Francesca with all the different business opportunities that I've had or that I have right now with them. Okay. As great. Of course, you've got a search engine, all right, to look for information. Here, the question mark is to look, like, for example, how to set up Gmail as your mail to client. So you look for Gmail and we give you the information, or how to the calendar sync. So you look for calendar and we explain pretty much is like the access to our help center, our tutorials, and so on. So that you can figure out how to do stuff on your own. But of course, if you have questions, you can contact us at all times. Great. If you have any questions now, feel free to ask them using the Q&A or the chat. Thank you so much for coming today. I hope you enjoyed the presentation and that we will be hearing from you very soon.